go right into it. Let's see. Okay, so Britney dated Justin Timberlake from 1999 to 2002. Britney seemed to be head over heels in love with Justin. Was Justin head over heels in love with Britney too? Okay. Okay, so already the cards are chopping. Um, so that would indicate a no. And the fact that the cards are really choppy and just very like even heavy energy, it's already indicating like I'm picking up that the whole relationship, the whole thing, it wasn't even a relationship, or at least Justin Timberlake doesn't want to recognize it as being a relationship. Yeah. But even Britney, it's as if they've both decided, no, 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 it never happened. Yeah. So to them, it wasn't even anything. More like an acquaintances. Yeah. So the cards are really, really choppy. I was shuffling just before I opened the camera, and now I'm finding it really difficult to shuffle. Like it's just because of the deception, they both deceived each other. So like this, kind of like this card, the magic they created, they want to disband it. They want to disband it. Yeah. And they therefore hate the fact that other people keep talking about it. They're like, it didn't happen. You know, like what are you talking about? Yeah. So they both agreed to decide it didn't happen. Okay, next question. There has always been mystery. Um, Okay, there's always been mystery around what really caused Britney and Justin to break up. Uh what was the real reason for their breakup? Britney publicly admitted that she was distraught and heartbroken when she and Justin broke up. Is that true? Was Justin upset by their breakup too? Yes and no. They both were upset, but both were happy to go their separate ways. Yeah, yeah. Like we had fun raising the flag of adulthood, like being in a relationship at our age, and now it's time to burn it up, it's time to go. Yeah, they're both okay with it. I guess she shouted a lot more just because she I mean, they both reacted in different ways, really, but she made a lot more, let me say, vocal noise in public, whereas his was much more in private. Like, he was spreading a lot more than her. He was spreading that he's no longer with her. He's single, right? In private. For her, it was much more in public. Yeah. I think partially to gain public affection, sort of like, look at me, my house is burning down. Won't you offer me shelter? Right. So in other words, to sell CDs, to sell, yeah, movies. Okay, let me see next question. Okay, sorry, you asked the real reason for the breakup. It was just management. Like management told them enough, enough. Yeah, because it was getting too much, but it was because of rumors. At some point, even people who are in a relationship, like no matter how much they may be in love or not in love, at some point, if the rumors start being louder than the actual energy of the people in the relationship, then it's like time to cut it quits, at least for them or their management. So both them and their management, they thought it's time to let it go because the rumors are starting to be stronger than your relationship or your energy. So it's no longer giving more benefits than disadvantages. So it's time to cut it off. And the rumors were not really based on anything. I mean, it's like if people feel jealous of a person's relationship, then of course they can always start rumors. And of course, Justin and Britney, they were like the it couples back in the days. He was handsome, she being beautiful. That coupling, and the success, with music, it just meant that a lot of people didn't really want them to succeed, so they did everything they could to weaken the bond. Yeah, and it worked. Okay, next question. When Britney met the father of her two sons, Kevin Federline. Kevin was in a relationship with another woman named Shar Jackson, who he already had a daughter with, and Shar was pregnant with their second child, a boy. How serious was Kevin's relationship with Shar? Yeah, definitely very serious. They were thinking of getting married. I mean, I don't know if they were married. I mean, I'm not picking that up from your question, but yeah, talking of marriage, talking of marriage. So Shah very much feels as if she was robbed. Like he just he took the marriage conversation to Britney. He carried it over to her and he burned her world down. He burned her world down. Yeah. So she's not happy even till today. Like she's really not happy. She wishes she could do incantations on him, on them and her children. She's really not happy. So like I really see her even scoffing, like the free Britney Spears, the conservatorship. She's like, I don't really care about that. Like that woman's going to get her karma and I'm going to make sure of it. So she hasn't let go. Yeah, she's still angry. I think it's not really because he left, because she's the type, Sha, like from what I'm seeing in her aura, her energy. Like she's not the type to hold on to any kind of relationship, and she's not the money hungry or even fame hungry type of person. Like she's very much laid back. If you want to go, go. I'm going to look after my child myself. I'll learn to take care of my child myself. But it's the fact that from what I'm picking up, he was the one who had a much more energy of commitment than her. Like she's really, I think it's from how she grew up. I mean, I haven't Googled her, but from what I'm picking up from the cards, very, very independent. I wouldn't be surprised if her parents divorced or broke up at some point, like broke up, came back together, and she just realized that, okay, I'm gonna be independent. She just took a decision to be independent from feelings and emotions, right? When she's in a relationship. But he messed her up by it's essentially like mocking her nonchalance, because she's very nonchalant in a relationship, only for him to insist and push for a more commitment, like marriage, right? Or sharing of vows, only for him to turn around, do an about turn, and then not even warn her, but then go off with someone else and do that, like, which he promised. So it's like keeping of promises, which he didn't do. And so she got mad about that. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Britney's relationship with Kevin seemed to go at a whirlwind, lightning speed pace. She allegedly was the one to propose marriage to him. Yes, yes, I am saying that. Like the one who holds all the power. Yeah. Being loud, being out there with regards to the relationship and the commitment. Her. Yeah, it was her. Okay. So, did she really propose marriage to him? Yes, yes, yes. But he proposed. So she really, really pushed without saying anything, but while saying a lot. While saying a lot. Like, we can't have, I want to have your children. And, we can't have children except I'm married, kind of thing. So it was up to him to get the ring and everything else. But she got the ring and then sort of like gave it to him. Again, the steps that she took, she can be very crazy, like taking steps like buying a ring, herself a ring, and then sort of passing it across to him and saying something like in a joking way, but one would know that she's serious if that's kind of if the relationship that you're in. She would say something like, just in case you're planning on proposing, here's a ring. Here's the ring. Yeah, kind of thing. So obviously it removes pressure on him from having to buy, so it makes it easier to just go to the next step, right, of proposing. And at the same time it prevents him from backing away, or from backing away from those thoughts of marriage, yeah, which he actually didn't want. He didn't want it with her, he wanted it with Shah. Okay, yes, I'm reading your question. Did she really buy the engagement ring? Yes, yes, she did. Okay. So next question. What was it about Kevin that made Britney fall for him so fast? I remember at the time she said that it was normally very rare for her to like a guy as much as she liked him. It wasn't anything much. Just it could have been anybody or anything that stirred her emotions at the time. Now for him, I'm saying like it wasn't just him at the time, like or two other men, right? And then or like two other men and then a woman. because like bisexual, she's not, uh, she doesn't have limits basically in her sexual proclivity. So, what I'm saying is she pretty much threw the dice and pulled out his name or his number, like 1, 2, 3, pulled him out. Yeah, yeah. So it wasn't really intended for him based on who he is as a person, as a man. No, it was more he's available. And really, I mean, that's part of it. That it's a vicious spirit. I mean, I guess because the options that she had, all of them were married in some form or another, or in some kind of tight, close-knit relationship, and also had a child already, at least one child with someone else. So it's like she drew the lot, and she picked among those all those options. Like literally what I'm seeing, actually not a single one, like there was no blank. All of them had children, all of them had kids, and she was willing to break them up because for her it's both a double energy, a vicious energy of wanting revenge on men who left her, right, in the past. And I'm seeing definitely her father here, like walking out the door, leaving, whether it's emotionally or even verbally, right? Verbally leaving. And then the other part is that gleefulness of wanting to take apart what hurt her. And then the last part is again due to being abandoned, right, or the feeling of being abandoned. Yeah, she did get abandoned, wanting to have some form of extended family with the others. Yeah, so because it means she would have to, right, visit the children of the person, and maybe even visit or see the mother of those children. So it's like she would do her best to eventually, once she's gotten the guy and the storm has passed, and she would mock those women, she would mock in their faces, but she would use her celebrity status to draw them closer to her. And then in a very matter of fact way, like, well, the deed is done, so what do you expect me to do? Let's just get along. And then she becomes friendly, and then she starts like giving them gifts, like the mother gifts. So it's like a step-by-step process, and that she would follow through, and eventually they would become, if not friends, then at the very least cordial, because she uses time. She is a grand witch, Britney, from what I'm seeing here. She's in a lot of sects. So she uses time. So by the time she's made time to stretch, it'll be like, she'd be whispering to the mother spirit that, well, there's no point, like time has passed. So it's been a year already. Get over it. Right? It's been a year already. Get over it. Like that kind of energy. So much so that the mother would feel really at odds. Like she would feel even ashamed or embarrassed, like dragging the issue, right? Even though her instinct is telling her that this is not the right time. Like time has been manipulated to make you feel as if it's been a while, whereas it hasn't, right? And then even if it's been a while, she still hasn't apologized. Like that's the thing with Britney. She never apologizes. She just moves on and then pushes and tells others to move on as well, while she does it. Like when she moves on is when she decides others should move on. But if she hasn't moved on from something, then others cannot move on either. And she would not see things from their point of view. Um, and that's what she did with Fredeline, like with the divorce and everything. Yeah, the separation. Yeah. Okay, next question. Did Kevin ever have any real feelings of love for Britney? Or did he just see her as an opportunity to level himself up financially? Yeah, he did see her as the perfect opportunity, but more like for an experiment in love. In other words, like, oh, this is a celebrity. So maybe let me see if a celebrity can be loved. Yeah. Let me see if it's possible to fall in love with a celebrity and it will last for long. Let me see. Yeah. So it was like test. Yeah. The love is definite. In fact, without the love, he would not have been able to stand her at all. He is a bit like, he's very much like Shah. Like they're sort of soulmates in that, like they're soulmates. She doesn't play about, like she's just like, do what you want. I'm nonchalant about it. Go have fun somewhere else. I'm not gonna be involved, but I won't pull you back either. He's very much like that. Like come rain, come high water, whether you're a celebrity or not, he doesn't really care. He just wants well, what he wants. Like he just wants to be. He just wants maybe like to have a good meal once in a while and that's it, and be able to pay his rent and his maybe mortgage, and that's that, right? And pay school fees. And so he's not really got ambitions in that way. But the ambition is wrapped up in his love for Britney, but even more at the same time, love for who she is in the context of her being a celebrity. Not because he wants celebrity being is not because he wants the life of a celebrity, but because he wants to see if it's worthy for a celebrity to fall in love. Yeah. So very much experiment. It's giving experiment vibes. Yeah. Like let's dance. Let's dance. And I'll see if it's worth it. Yeah. Okay, let me read next question. Um Is it true that during their short marriage, which was only 3 years, Kevin was often absent from Britney physically and just fully immersed himself in enjoying the lifestyle that being married to her afforded him? Yes, yes, categorically yes. But again, I'm not sensing that the lifestyle was due to materialism. The only way he enjoyed it was because he thought that was what she wanted, which in part it was. But then it's like, it's a case of be careful what you ask for on both of their sides, for both her and him. He wanted the high life, but only to see if she was lovable, or like she being a celebrity was lovable, having everything in, because having everything includes a boyfriend who, let's say, comes from nothing, but is willing to share whatever you have. In other words, he's not insecure. In other words, he's willing to make himself a houseboy and just enjoy the benefit, like your benefits, right? That you bring. So it's like he doesn't have the complex of I'm born only to enjoy rich women's money. No, like it's not that. That's not the angle he's coming from. It's still the same energy, but it's a different intention. The intention being to expose her or to expose his feelings when it comes to a woman like that, like being in the public eye and being loved, to see if it's fake or not. Like I don't know where his obsession for that comes from. I mean, that's a weird purpose to have, but from childhood, again, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't really know much about him, but like, let's say if he had an uncle who worked in the entertainment industry and he really looked up to this person, this uncle or like male figure, and the male figure ended up dropping out, not just of the entertainment industry, which made him happy because Kevin, he really likes seeing people he loves happy. So it's like that thing scarred him for life growing up. It's as if that person he loved and cared about stopped loving other people because he felt burnt by something that happened in the entertainment industry. He felt burnt, right? And so he stopped playing, he stopped dancing, and then he turned on people and he burned those people, including Kevin. Yeah. So that's what he wanted to see if it's really possible. So it's like this raging thought in his mind. Is it possible? Is it possible? Or is it not? I've got a blank canvas and I'm going to try. So Britney was pretty much like a blank canvas for him. Yeah. Um, yeah, so that's the reason he enjoyed the lifestyle. And then to please her, right? Definitely also to please her. So be careful what you wish for. She wished for someone like him. She really actually did. Someone who would not care, someone who would not mind that she brings in the door. But she got this she got weirded out by the fact that he actually became what she wanted. I mean, don't you want someone who's going to sit at home? Haven't you be complaining without a doubt that men don't want to see a woman successful and enjoy her money? Like how is it possible that a man would not be happy just getting the attention, right? That that a woman is getting. Why does he always have to fight about it? In other words, why does he always have to fight and then throw a tantrum in private, like lock himself in or lock himself out of the whole scene just because he's afraid that it's the woman who served this to him on a platter. Yeah. So, I mean, very different from other celebrity couples, but there we go. I mean, as even as I'm talking, like the video, every time Britney Spears every time video. I mean, it's even got like white-ish, white aesthetics. It's like that. Her thinking. Like in that video, if you've watched the video every time, like she's just arguing with the boyfriend, and the energy there as well. That's part of that energy, like the argument, because people, paparazzi, are constantly on the woman, but instead of the man also enjoying it, he just slams the door and locks himself inside. So Kevin was a fulfillment of her wish, except she didn't realize how much he would be a fulfillment. Like he thoroughly enjoyed it, and she just thought that he was maybe mocking her. Yeah. And instead taking advantage of the fact that this is what she wanted, but at the same time she was feeling uncomfortable. So it's as if he did fulfill it, but he didn't reassure her that this is what I'm fulfilling for you, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, next question. Is it true that Britney's family and friends tried to warn Britney about Kevin by telling her that he was going to play her? If so, what did they see about or in Kevin to make them feel that way about her? Nothing, nothing. Yeah, nothing. They did warn her, but like I said earlier on, I mean, her father abandoned her. She's got abandonment issues even till date. So the talks of other people would never have gone in her ear. It would just go in one ear and out the other. It would never sink in. And she suspects that they know that. Like, how can you not look after me my whole life, but then you think or you expect me to take your advice? Like, that's mocking me, because you just want to cover your own back, just to say that you did warn me, right? So that I would be ashamed later on and I would be indebted to you. Because how can you give me advice about someone hurting me when you've been hurting me a lot more and a lot earlier than this person has? You've seen me at my worst, my lowest levels. This person hasn't even seen me close to that yet, and he's still loving me. So whether or not, like, even if he's there for such and such that you're saying, I want that, because he's providing other things that you haven't been able to provide. Yeah, so that kind of mindset. But with regards to your question about, like, okay, what did they see about Kevin? Nothing, 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 nothing. That was just them not wanting him to come to the front, to the spotlight, and basically take over the role of upsetting her. Because if they upset her, then that's manipulation, right? Is it true that okay, next question. Is it true that Britney's family pushed her to make sure that there was a prenuptial agreement in place before she married Kevin? Yes, yes. But she didn't adhere to it. It's only afterwards, let's say like 2 weeks into the marriage, that she realized she should have done it. So she threatened to annul the marriage if he didn't comply to sign it, which he wouldn't have had a problem signing anyway. Yeah. Okay, next question. What was the cause of the divorce between Britney and Kevin? It just wore out. They just stopped loving each other. Yeah. Yeah. How did the divorce affect Britney? How did the divorce affect Kevin? Britney thought she wouldn't recover, but not because of him, or not only because of him, but because, like I said earlier on, he really was. her perfect man. I mean, he fulfilled everything, but that she could write on paper. But that's the problem. He fulfilled it. Like he wasn't any. Well, he fulfilled everything apart from reminding her, telling her that he's living that life for her because of her. Yeah, yeah. She needed to hear it that he's living that life because of her. And that it wasn't because he enjoyed making her angry, seeing her worry about how perfect he is. Yeah, if that makes sense. So it's his lack of reassuring her that he isn't perfect and that he's doing what he's doing because he's in love with her. It's his lack of reassuring her of that that made her flip. Yeah. But it sounds weird, like to my ears, because energy wise, what I'm picking up, like she would like that kind of man who doesn't remind her that he's doing that because he loves her. Like she loves the nonchalant, aloof type of guy who just does it. Like he doesn't explain why, how, anything. No, he just is. He does it. So it's as if she got scared. She got scared that her vision was becoming a reality. Her vision of this perfect man that she had drawn, complete with the attributes that it was there right in front of her. Yeah. Okay, how did it affect him? Not very much. He's gone back to to his baby mama. I mean, he never left because she didn't need to forgive him. She never expected much from him anyway. So that's what I'm saying. Like he was just okay. I'll smoke this away. I'll smoke this out. I'll smoke this out. He did see it as a disappointment, so he's like, I'll smoke this disappointment out. Okay. Let me continue in the next video. Well, yeah, yes, because I've kind of run out of time.